I'm Danny. I'm going to do a spoken word piece. This is on. All right, cool. So I'm Danny. I'm going to be doing a spoken word piece for you guys tonight. I have cheat sheets because that's cool, I guess. And this one is called Holy War. A little controversial, but it'll explain itself. I think it speaks for itself. The papers floated down to rest upon the ground. A flood of fear, guilt, humility, and love left him too dazed to raise himself into the new morn that broke above the broken city. Upon his knees with a soot-covered face, darkening his already shadowed complexion, he wept. And as by tattered threads his clothes hung about his battered body, so the fate of his nation hung upon this moment. This young leader, King Josiah, had found truth inside some dried papyri. It was the once lost law of the Lord that poured this passion into his heart. Convicted, forgiven, and newly enlisted by God, his life now carried a mission to bring the kingdom into vision. He reread the law, removed the idols, reaffirmed the covenant, and rooted his nation in God. But in the end, despite his saint-like list of saintly militants, God said through Jeremiah to the son of Josiah, "Does this make you a king, to have more and more cedar? Your father, Josiah, he did what is right and just. He defended the cause of the poor and needy. Is this not what needs to know me?" Despite Josiah's rage uncaged when he read the pages and waged war in idolatry, it was his unconditional love of the poor that showed his relationship with God. And it's the same for us. We've been reborn, saved or knees scathed and misbehaved to the paved earth beneath us. But this truth is only shown to be true in our hearts through service. For when Christ our Savior came into our lives to save us not by acts, facts, waxed exteriors, the tithing tax, or any other deed, but by his mercy, he saved us from slavery and sin. So how can we but lament those still in the chain gangs of poverty and prostitution, experiencing exclusion from unjust institution? How can we but tear our clothes and we see nakedness, homelessness, nakedness, the sick, grieved, and alone, and shout out a righteous cry for those still muffled, pressed down, bound, and beaten? It's the reason so many escaped slaves in the South returned to help the brothers and sisters still oppressed. Because our freedom with the chisel and hammer will break our heart of stone. It's painted thick on every page of the Bible. James claims the religion that our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to help the orphan and widow in distress and not be polluted by the world. And now, there's a two-part picture to this definition. See, we're not just called to apathy and apprehension. We're not called to just bunker down in a Christian bubble, ignoring the rubble of this world. We're not called to simply walk a path of personal internal purity, but we have been called to an unstoppable, uncontrollable, unconditional outward love. We've been called to become soldiers of a holy cause. Because we can march uncontested into this world, bearing only the armor of faith and wielding only the sword of the Spirit to love, learn, preach, teach, feed, father, and comfort. When we lead a charge with adoption, flank them with education, retreat to our centers of addict rehabilitation to forego our daily ration, our cavalry will secure a victory through Calvary's cross. And then, through us, his kingdom will gloriously outshine any darkness servants of Satan could ever create. So where does this leave us? If the only way to keep a clear conscience is to serve, I simply answer, remember Christ. Because in him we can keep a constant calmness. Because we do, and we will fall short of our purpose service. But he died anyways. And then amazed, our cycle begins again. From our fault to his forgiveness, and from his grace to our enlistment. And it's here, when we spend time in the vine, reflecting, that we will find the Spirit organically growing a plenitude of fruit, which we can pluck, polish, and hand off to the sick, grieved, and blessed. Thank you.